Representative, welcome back to the program here. You've had some days now to digest the big Republican win in Texas and nationally in the November election. I'm curious what you think Democrats did wrong.
It's not so much that Democrats did anything wrong. We just our policies are right. I think for the average voter across the state and the nation, when you're talking about kitchen table issues, the policies that Democrats support, like raising the minimum wage, like access to affordable health care, like fully funding public education, uh, those are opportunities for families to be lifted up so that they can are able to afford uh, milk, are able to afford eggs, are able to afford putting food on the table, able to pay their bills at the end of the day and their mortgages. And so I think our policy's right. I think we do have a messaging. There's a disconnect between the policies that we support and the messaging that gets out to the voting public. And so that's where I think that we need to fine tune that opportunity to explain to the average voter, whether you're a Democrat or Republican or independent, Democrats are on the side of working class people, period.
You said fine tune it. There are a lot of people who say that the party needs a control, alt, delete, reset. What do you think?
Look, I'm gonna reiterate, our policies are correct. Our policies are right. We just have a messaging issue that we need to correct. I'm all for being able to help in that capacity. I've been a member of the legislature the last 16 years, going on my ninth term. And so it's incumbent upon people like me and others. We have good examples of quality Democrats that are out there working day and night for the average Texan, but the average American as well. So I'm not going to lay blame on anybody. I think we have to collectively regroup and get back on it. We're not going to be a party that continues to lose if we don't fine tune our message, and that's I think the message that I would express to the voting public. But we're not going to give up, right? This is something that people like me we're passionate about representing the people that we represent, and so we're going to continue to work hard. Get back on the horse and keep working.
One notable statistic from the election was Latino men leaving the party. More than half of them, exit polls showed, voted for Donald Trump. Why do you think that they gravitated towards him?
Look, this is what I would say. You have the Latino electorate is particularly men. I'm obviously a proud American, a proud Texan, but I happen to have parents. My dad is from Mexico, so I get it. I understand the economic anxiety that some folks might have. But look, Latinos, we didn't deliver the presidency to Donald Trump. There was some lacking of voter turnout in some areas. There were some folks that did turn towards the president-elect's message. Again, we have to do a better job of messaging to our Latino men. We are the party of opportunity, of lifting people up. What you have in President Trump now, unfortunately, is he's put folks in charge of mass deportations because like people like Stephen Miller, because he's done it before. He's going to be separating families. And I don't think that the average, let alone Latino men, I don't think the average American wants to see American babies be ripped away from the arms of their mothers. And so I think that's an issue that we have to contend with. You also have these looming tariffs that the president-elect is threatening and trying to deliver on. What that does to the pocketbooks of average Americans, which include Latino men, it is going to be astronomical. And so that's what I fear is once he is in office, it's going to be just another total destruction of our economy. And that's unfortunate because Texas and Mexico, we share a very complex, but many times very positive relationship. They're our largest trading partner. The cross-border economy is one that we are interconnected with Mexico, and so as a country, but particularly as a state. And so the symbolism between this anti-Hispanic rhetoric that he espouses, I think, is going to be a rude awakening for a lot of people, not just Latinos, but for the average Texan that buys aguacates from Mexico, that buys tequila, or or that buys tomatoes, that buys all these produce, corn, all the cross-border products that crisscross our border. And so I'm from Houston, Harris County. Tariffs for the Port of Houston would be disastrous. The Port of Houston is the largest port in the United States in foreign tonnage. We have a large petrochemical industry complex, but we also have a large container apparatus regime there at Barber's Cut and at the Port of Houston and the Port of Galveston. Our region in the Gulf Coast, we probably are about 20 to 30% of the gross domestic product of the state of Texas. And so it would be disastrous for tariffs to be implemented these next few months.
Well, do you think that Latino men made a mistake then?
No, look, this is what I will say. Back to the messaging, we have a messaging issue. And so this is what I would say to Latino men in the next couple of months. You also have the reality of what was being espoused, or the reality of the economic conditions, current conditions, unemployment at an all-time low in Texas at about 4%. You also have wages that were starting to increase. You also had, I can just tell you anecdotally, you can go to a carniceria, you can go to a taqueria, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to any establishment, you can go to the malls, all those places were packed, right? And so what you saw is, just anecdotally, sales receipts in the state of Texas were high. And so the reality didn't fit the narrative, the misinformation, the deliberate by social media outlets to mislead the public about what their situation was. And you've seen that in polls where the average person personally were in Texas, they felt okay. It's just the messaging that was espoused to mislead people was also very strong. We have to contend with that, and we have to acknowledge that as well.
What can the Mexican American Legislative Caucus do next session to counter some of this, or at least have a voice in the room that doesn't get stomped out by all the big Republican wins we saw?
Well, look, you have the Mexican American Legislative Caucus is the largest caucus, Latino caucus in the country. We're the oldest caucus as well. We have a strong history, a strong tradition. You have folks that love their state. Those of us that are members of the Mexican American Legislative Caucus, we love our state. We love to serve our community. And so we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to advocate against any mass deportation efforts at the state level participation. We're going to be vehemently against any kind of tariffs that hurts average families, not just Hispanic families. Look, we're proud. We're proud Americans. We're proud Texans, but we do have roots in Mexico and Latin America. But look, my family has been in Texas. My mother's side has been in Texas for 5 and 6 generations. It just so happens that my father was born in Mexico. So for me, it's a sense of pride. But to the extent that the Mexican American Legislative Caucus is relevant, we will definitely be relevant. We will stand up when we see injustices, and we're going to call it out. And it's our obligation as members of MALC.
Texas Democrats are going to select a new chairman for the state party next year. What do you think that person needs to have trait-wise and to prioritize within the party?
Well, look, we have to understand that African-American women, our brothers and sisters in our Black communities, they've been the bedrock of our base, and so we have to acknowledge that. We have to bring more people into the fold. Obviously, as a member of MALC from Harris County, we have to have a diverse group of folks. We have Asian populations that are growing, the fastest growing, particularly in your region, in North Texas, in the Metroplex, but in my region of Harris County. Large Asian populations. We have to be a big tent. Look, rural communities. I think we have to make sure that rural communities know about our message, that we are the party of working people. When you have a state leadership that wants to decimate and close public hospital or close clinics and hospitals in your communities, but let alone that, couple that with trying to close schools, by attacking schools, by trying to go after trying to fund vouchers that decimates public schools, many of those communities need a voice as well. And so I'm one that we're a big tent. Anybody that is willing to take that on, I'm going to help them do that, because I've been in office again probably 16 years now, and
Yeah.
seen and had experience with working with different communities, rural communities, urban communities, suburban communities. We just have to have somebody that is able to corral all those interests, and I think we can do that. I'm positive we can do that, and
But
it's our obligation to do that as elected officials. And I'm a proud Democrat. I'm a proud Texas Democrat. I don't shy away from that, but I also know that as Texas Democrats, it has been difficult. Look, let's not sugarcoat it. It has been difficult the last 30 years, but I'm not one that's going to be taking this line down. I grew up in a rough and tough community in Northeast Houston. I've been through a lot, and just like a lot of Texans have been through a lot, but we get back up. We fight to make sure that we have the right representation, and so I'm proud to be in this fight with many of my colleagues in the Texas House.
it's going to be rare, though, for the party to elect a new leader without Gilberto Hinojosa being on the ballot there, like he has been for more than a decade now. Is there somebody you'd like to see in that position?
Well, I know there's candidates that are floating their names around. I'm going to listen to all of them. I want to listen to what they have to say, what their plan is to get us back to relevancy, to get us to where we can win statewide. I'm positive
Who are
we can
those
do that.
candidates, Representative? Sorry to interrupt. Who are those candidates? They're floating their names out there.
I think that, well, I don't want to name those, but because I would rather them, speak for themselves. But folks have been calling me and approaching me about their interest in running. Whether they do it or not, there is a lot of folks from Houston and up in your part of the state and in the Rio Grande Valley. I mean,
Okay.
statewide, there's interest in doing this and taking this job on. It's an awesome job, but it's a great job to have, because yes, there are challenges, but you got to meet those challenges head on. And so I'm looking forward to working with whoever is willing to take this job on.
Last thing before I let you go here, there's another push, and you're leading this push this session to raise the minimum wage in Texas from $7.25 an hour up to $15 an hour. Texas is flush with money now, and this wouldn't be government paying this, but
No.
businesses paying it. Do you think there might be any traction at all to keep this economy moving along?
Look, we have a wage disparity in this country and in this state. We do have strong economic indicators like low unemployment. Wages on average are increasing according to the Dallas Fed, but there is a large gap between the highest earning income folk in this country
Sure.
to the folks at the bottom of the economic ladder. And so what I want to do, and I think a lot of people support, is, and some conservative states actually have passed a minimum wage up to $15, is to raise all boats, right? My mother, I just anecdotally, my mother worked at Church's Chicken on Airline in Tidwell here in Houston, Texas, making $4.35 an hour. And she was a single mother, trying to raise 5 children. I'm the oldest of five children, and I remember distinctly how hard it was for my mother to keep working, let alone the job at Church's Chicken making minimum wage, but having to supplement her income with other jobs. You shouldn't have to work 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet in this state. We're the most prosperous, 9th largest economy in the world, the state of Texas. We have a budget surplus. It's unfathomable that we would allow hardworking people to try to attempt to live on $7.25 an hour. The minimum wage has not been raised in probably 25 years. When you have this year, as reported on Yahoo Finance, you have big banks, big money managers. Many of those corporate entities are contemplating giving big bonuses to their executives
Right.
this year. It just doesn't. It doesn't smell right and it's unjust and ungodly that you would have a whole swath of people in this state making $7.25 an hour when you have big banks giving bonuses to folks, and you need to be able to raise the economy for everybody, because what does that do? Once you raise that minimum wage, that family can now go out and buy goods and services, which stimulates the economy two and threefold. And so I think it's just the right thing to do. And I implore my Republican colleagues, and I have an open door to this issue. I want them on this bill, and I want them to support it. And I'm going to implore my colleagues to support this bill. I've filed it the last probably 4 sessions, and I'm going to continue to fight for average working class people that are they're not looking for a handout. They're just wanting to be able to earn a livable wage so that they can provide for their families.
Before I let you go, I do want to ask you about another bill you have too. You want to expand insurance coverage for IVF treatment for all state employees. IVF treatment is something that Republicans say that they back. Do you think they could get behind this for expanding the insurance coverage for state employees?
Well, I'm gonna, again, just like minimum wage, I implore them to also support us on IVF treatments, because it's very expensive. It's cost prohibitive for families. If we want to be pro-family, I have 2 boys. My wife and I, we love our 2 boys. We love our family. And as Democrats and just average Texans, my wife and I adore our kids. We want that same for other families that may not have the ability to do that in a traditional setting, right? And so I would just say that families can mean so many things to so many people. Some families are raised by their aunties or their grandparents, or they have a step parent that they have. And families, it means something to different folks, right? But IVF treatment, it's scientifically proven, but it's cost prohibitive for families that really want to expand and enjoy the blessings of having children. And so I think IVF treatment is a way that we can be pro-family, and I'm hoping that my Republican colleagues will join me in providing this coverage. Offering or mandating, and I'm not afraid to say this, mandating insurance companies cover the cost of IVF treatment for families that work as state employees.
Representative, we always appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you.